Hey everyone, Livy here, back with another video, and we are going right along with Tarot March Madness. We are in the rounds called, that my husband informed me was called a Super 8. So this means that we were down to 8 decks, and we're trying to whittle them down to 4. So far, it's okay, this is wild. So if you haven't seen the other videos, or you need a recap, or whatever, in the first round of Super 8, we had Magic Pantry Tarot against Botan, and by a crazy margin, the Magic Pantry Tarot won. Then, when we look down here, we had the Sistine Tarot versus Tarot of the Cat People, and the Sistine Tarot won. So now, we already know some of the matchups for, basically for the, what is that called? The quarterfinal when there's only 4? Maybe that's what it's called. I don't remember. But these two are going to have to face off, and that is terrifying. I don't know what's going to happen there. But now we are into this round. So we are the tarot. We have here the Tarot Mystical Moments with the Mystic Faerie Tarot. And this is a round, okay? This is a round that I am definitely not sure what the hell is going to happen here. I cannot tell you which one I think is going to win. I have no fucking idea. But we're just gonna try this out. Okay. This is a Mystic Faerie Tarot. And this is a tarot, a Mystical Moments. This is the mini, as you can see, the borderless miniature edition. These are both mass market decks, but this is US Games. This is Llewellyn. Okay. These are the backs of this one. As you can see, major size differences. So this is going to be interesting when we go here into cardstock and shuffleability. So, first off, Tarot or Mystic Faerie Tarot. I will say this is a used copy. I got this used. The old owner of the deck edged it to match the borders. This deck is really cool, this older copy, because as you can see, it also has borders on this side, borders here. It's not borderless, basically, and it used to be on the nice old Llewellyn cardstock. They don't use this cardstock anymore. I have no fucking idea why. Kind of weird. But anyways, this cardstock, their old Llewellyn cardstock, I used to actually like it. It had a slight gloss to it, but it was not the nasty textured high gloss they do now. And it also was very thin, but that meant that like people who riffle shuffle were able to riffle shuffle really easily without worrying about the card snapping in half or something. So and it's a good size, right? It's a good size still. So when I go to shuffle this, it's very easy, right? Very, very easy. Because it's like tarot size, or maybe a little bit smaller than tarot size, I have really good control over it. Cardstock was thinner, so this is good, right? I like this cardstock. It's fine. Really miss this old Llewellyn cardstock. Again, I have no idea why they changed it. But then we can look here at the Tarot Mystical Moments. Now you think because my hands are smaller, that minis would do better. And sometimes they do, but we're going to test that. Now, the cardstock on this one, I like that it's not the super high gloss of the regular one. That's why I never got this deck until now. The normal one has this incredibly gross, like, high gloss that it just doesn't feel, I don't like it texturally. It feels like I'm touching a photograph, and I just hate that kind of gloss. This one, it has a slight gloss too, kind of similar to this. But this cardstock, as you can see here, I can barely bend it. This is not as bendy. You can kind of that way, but it's not as flexible at all. But when I go to shuffle this deck, so it's the size, as you can see in my hand. When I go to shuffle this deck, it is small, and because it's small, it's easy to grip too, so it's not bad. But because it's small too, it does feel... See, there is a limit. I like small decks because I think they're cute, and they are, in some ways, easier to shuffle than regular. But if they're too small, kind of like this verges on the side of like almost too small. Because it's a little smaller, it's more likely that some of these cards might fly out of my hand. But at the same time, I'm shuffling it pretty well, so, I was almost going to give this to Mystic Faerie, but let me compare this again. Okay. Yeah, I think by the smallest of margins, I'm going to give this to Mystic Faerie just because it's the right size for my hands, where it's easier to control and they don't fly away as much as these do because they're a little smaller. I think that's my judgment. So Mystic Faerie is going to take the first round. But now when we move into, oopsie, it's like flying everywhere. When we move now into what cards I like, I just realized too, the Mystic, Tarot Mystical Moments, this deck actually has more cards in it than this one. But I don't remember how many more this has. But they do a weird thing where all the all the, I don't think it's all the core cards, but every queen and king has 2 for some reason. So this one does have more cards. I don't know how many exactly. I just realized that. Oh, it said, oh wait, no. 84 cards. Okay, so it says 84. I'm going to have to figure out the math on that one. But let's look at the Mystic Faerie Tarot. This Ace of Wands is pretty cool. 6 of Pentacles. So remember, the piles are like, either don't like very much or don't care for on the given day. It is what it is. 2 of Swords. I think with this deck, what I don't care about, I can tell you right off the bat about the Mystic Faerie, from what I'm noticing the more I look at these, is I don't 100% care for the court cards. Not all of the court cards make 100% of sense to me. Maybe I don't care for that one. See, it's like, I don't know how that shows. Oh, they're fighting. Okay, that makes more sense. 2 of Wands. Some days it's like some make sense, but other days, like, do I really I kind of understand what this one's getting at. She looks like all the stuff's missing or stuff's been, I guess that's fine. You feel like you're poor and destitute in that way. Yeah, you're getting help. That's fine. I don't understand what's happening there. Some of these, I don't, like I said, I have no idea how. Some of these, I have no idea how I feel about. Or I just don't care as much for them. And I knew that was going to be potentially a problem going into this deck, but that's fine. Meh. See, this is what I mean. I feel like I don't care as much for the court. No, I don't like that. That doesn't show choices. I don't care as much for the core cards is what I'm realizing. Like, they're fine, but they're not interesting enough for me. What is happening here? Oh, there's a lot of movement, I guess. Slightly traditional, slightly not. They seem sad. Don't know what's happening. Some of this too is like, I just don't know what's happening with this deck. I think that's what it is. It's like, what's going on? I have no idea. Yes. Okay. Let's see how many cards in this deck today I did not care for. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Wow, that's a lot. Don't know what's up with that today. I'm going to put a 26 here just so I know. We're going to have to see, because it's hard because this deck evens out. It has 84. So we'll have to see. But I put 26 down so I know. So Tarot Mystical, or no, not Tarot Mystical Moment, sorry. Mystic Fairy Tarot. Let's look now at the Tarot of Mystical Moments. Do I like it? Do I not? Ooh. King of Wands. Do I get the sense of that? Some of these images are super cool, but I'll admit, I don't 100% understand all of them. Page of Swords. Yeah, I guess. Some days, like I said, some days you... Oh, this is a 7 of Cups. I don't care for that. Some days you jive, and some days you just don't, you know? Which is why I think it's important to look at these again. Like, do I give a shit about them today versus do I give a shit about them a different day? Right? They are such weird lovers, but I'll give it to them. Oh, that's cute. But I really like the cards in this deck too, though. They're really just interesting cards. I really like surreal. I really like surrealism. I see where this is getting at, kind of. Like saying it could be dangerous. I don't know if I like this today. Night, that's fine. 8 of Cups. And this makes more sense as a King of Wands. 10 of Cups, that's fine. I kind of like that King of Swords. That's cool. Yeah, I can see where that's getting. And even that one. Yeah. A lot more of these cards are like flying around though. Nah. That's cool though. Three of Wands. I like that Knight of Swords. That's cool. Ooh. That one's got a lot of interesting stuff going on there. You know what? Whoa. I don't know why. When I saw this card, for some reason, it immediately made me think of Jane Eyre. That is so weird. Someone down below tell me if you get those vibes. I don't know why. This is the sun. I don't know if I give a shit about that today. I'm like, again, like sometimes you get what's happening and sometimes you don't. I don't understand what's happening there today. 8 of Pentacles. Ace of Cups. Yeah, that's fine. 2 of Wands. Ooh, I like this. Ace of Swords. I mean, this is more standard Queen of Wands. But I don't know if I care about it. That's fine. Ooh, that's cool. Do I see the balance here? It's pretty. I don't know if I see the balance there. Oh, my cards are falling over. Too many. King of Swords. Do I like them? Nah. Well, this King Cups is cool though. 6 of Pentacles, sure. Sure. Ooh, creepy. Oh, and this page. I mean, this Page of Cups is very traditional. Nah, I don't care for it today. Okay, let's see what happened here. Oh, wow. There's quite a bit in this one I didn't care for either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So right off the bat, okay, so there's 16 in this one, which then you would say that the Tarot Mystical Moments won. But if I was going to do some maths here on the side, 16 minus 84, 7, wait, no, what am I doing here? I don't know what I thought I was doing. Sorry, that's a 7, 7 minus 1 is 6. So if I was to look at this, this would equal 68. And then if it was versus 52. I mean, because even if I equated that, like say I pretended it was 78 minus 16, then yeah, Tarot Mystical Moments would still have won if that was actually the case, right? So yeah, I think Tarot Mystical Moments, despite all that, won that round. So I like more cards in Tarot Mystical Moments. Very interesting. So what we're going to do now, I feel like that went on too long. We are now going to move on to the third round because we have a tie here. So for those who don't remember, for the Super 8, my 3 card reading is a past, present, future. I just kept it simple. And the question I've been asking is, please, please, please let me know. What can I do to make my writing grow? So we're going to shuffle this up and find out. We're going to start with the Tarot Mystical Moments, just because it's right here. And because, ooh, I just realized, because this deck is smaller, you guys might be able to see my full, wait, no. Yeah, it's just 3. I know, can you believe this is my whole shuffle method? But listen, if I didn't do this, I feel like the cards just wouldn't feel as complete for me. It wouldn't feel as shuffled. I feel like I would still get things from my last reading creeping in to the new one. So for me, it's very important to do a thorough shuffle. Okay. I am so curious what these decks are going to tell me. I had some interesting results in the last one with the Sistine Tarot and Tarot of the Cat People. If you didn't watch that one, maybe you should first before coming here, but we're just going to find this out right now. Okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Put it there. Put it there. Yeah. One. It's okay. It has a little warmth. I feel a little bit more from that one. This one's a little hard. It doesn't want me to know as much, but I think it's this pile. Okay. Let's see. We have past, present, and future. Wow. Very interesting. Let's fix this a little bit just so these look a little clearer for you guys. Probably still doesn't because they're micro tiny, so I'll be pushing these closer. In the past position, when it comes to my writing, I might have felt a lot of this Two of Wands energy, which is that there's a lot of planning and looking out and a lot of stuff with this, especially with this current writing that I've been trying to do, where it's taken a lot of planning time. And I had to, because the project I'm writing right now, by the way, is like super crazy. It's literally the first story I ever wrote, but I'm like completely rewriting it because it was from when I was 11 years old and now it's trash. So yeah, it took a lot of this. And this makes sense, right? This makes sense. I understand what this is getting at. Now, in my present though, it's kind of interesting that it put the King of Wands because I feel this kind of makes sense. Like in my present, I feel like I have been more a patron of the arts, like giving back and trying to help other people do what they need to do more than me actually writing. But if I was to describe this as my present moment, this isn't the greatest. I don't know. This, you don't necessarily want to hear this either. Some people see this as, well, you're the master of your suit. You got this. You know what you're doing with this. And I guess you can interpret it that way too, but with the keyword I have with the King of Wands, I think I know what this is hinting at more, which is obviously that I've been helping other people get better more than I've been helping myself, which is not great. But then what gets kind of confusing here, for the future, it says the world, right? Which a lot of people, you know, generally you might be glad to see this card because this is the completion of a cycle. Except when it comes here to talking about my writing, this doesn't feel very helpful because I don't know if it's suggesting that the best thing to do is to chuck forward so that you can finish it. Or if, like, because the advice was, what can I do to make my writing grow? And just saying, well, complete the thing. That's not really a helpful action step, you know what I mean? When you feel kind of lost. So I don't 100% know how I feel about this reading, I'll be honest. These two, well, this one made the most sense. And maybe this, I don't know. I don't know if I fully like that. I'm going to push this up to the up here though, because now we are going to get the Mystic Faerie Tarot's opinion. I don't know what was happening there. Okay. Please, please, please let me know. What can I do to make my writing grow? Okay. And because this deck is bigger, I don't think you guys will see the full 3 rows. That's fine. I only do 2. Oops, I forgot. I usually do one more card on the side there. Okay. I'm really curious to see what the Mystic Fairy has to tell me, because I feel like based on what it says, it might be the better reader, despite me not liking as many of the images on the cards. And sometimes it'd be like that, right? Isn't that what happened? I think that's what happened with Tarot of the Cat People. I feel like I liked less of the images on that deck, but it won its round because its reading was a lot clearer. I mean, clearly recently it lost to the Sistine Tarot, but before that it had a much clearer reading to give me. So I'm just super curious to see what the Mystic Fairy Tarot has to tell me today about my writing and how I can get on with it, I guess. How I can make it grow, write more, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah. I don't know anymore. Okay. Okay, let's see. Which pile is calling out to me today? I feel a little bit with that one. Kind of feel a little more warmth in this one. Not really that one. Okay. You know what's funny is both of these decks are kind of doing that thing where they're not, I'm so weird, but like they're not responding as warmly. And sometimes that's fine. That just means I don't have like the greatest bond with either deck yet. Oh my god, I really can't tell. This is a problem. Sometimes it does this, and then you know what, I'm just gonna go with this one. And it is what it is. Okay. We have here past, present, and future. Oops. Did I accidentally put these in? Oh god. I did. Future. Sorry. That was weird. I did not think I had done that. Okay. Interesting. We have here 2 pentacles and a cups. They look all very samey too. I think that's why I sometimes struggle with this deck. Anyways, let's look here. We have the Knave of Cups, which I'm pretty sure is equal to the Page of Cups. And in the past, I guess this makes sense. In the past, I would have felt a lot of childlike wonder and excitement. This literally was the first story I ever wrote. And I did start it when I was young and a feeler and feeling all the things and just excited and wanting to do it. So this makes sense as my past. I understand where it's getting at. 2 of Pentacles is saying, for my present, I might be feeling like I need to juggle a lot just to get writing done. And that also makes sense because my work situation has been chaotic. So yeah, it would leave you not feeling very inspired, you know, to write a lot of times and do the things. But it also is, this could also be a hint that to do the thing, you need to figure out how to balance your priorities. And to be honest, that's also valid. I guess that makes sense. So far, these make sense. It's not like anything too out there. But in terms of future here, I have the 4 Pentacles, which is, you know, usually the miserly card, being frugal. It could also be a sign to be more mindful of my time. Like, in order to grow and to write, I actually might need to turn inward and not let any outside forces, like say this little rat here, get in the way of actually writing. And so in order to grow, yeah, sometimes you do have to turn inward and just like what you like and do what you do and keep your resources close and hunker down and get things done that way. So interesting. So this is this reading. Just to remind us, I'm going to push these down here so you can see. When we look at these, I feel like, despite not liking how this looks as much, because there's not really a lot of color differentiation in this deck compared to the Tarot Mystical Moments, like appearance-wise, I like how this is looking. But if I'm looking at the actual cards, like, and what the cards are telling me, I feel like the Mystic Faerie Tarot, its reading is making more sense to me. It's actually more in alignment with like a better action step, even though it's not always good to be in this Four of Pentacles position. But I think this makes more sense to me than just getting to the World card and saying, just do the thing, right? I mean, you can just do the thing, and that's true too. Get to the completion of a cycle. But how do I get to the completion of a cycle? Well, I probably need to hunker down and actually do it. Or like go more inward and be more, be less generous with my time and energy and resources. So this makes more sense. So overall, I think, wow, this is so crazy to say. I think overall, Mystic Faerie Tarot is still the better reader. Wow. Would I have ever said that any other time? No, I did not think that was going to happen. Especially because, again, it looks very samey compared to the cards on top. But I think Mystic Faerie Tarot won it, guys. Oh my god. Are you just as surprised as me? Probably. I did not think that was going to happen. Okay, so that means that the Mystic Faerie Tarot is going to move on. And then that also means I have one more round of the Super 8 to go to show you all. So if you are watching this long, thank you so much for watching. And I will see you again next time. Bye.